So in this video I'm going to review the Blitzwolf F3 Bluetooth speaker. So this is the box it comes in. It's just a simple brown box. It says Blitzwolf model BW-F3. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Looks pretty simple. So there's the actual speaker itself. And it also comes with a micro USB cable and a short 3.5mm cable. There's this little booklet. It says, Blitzwolf simplifies your life and we love that you are happy. We invite you to, and then there's an invitation to write a review on their product, and on this side it says you have an 18-month manufacturer warranty, so let us turn that frown upside down, tell us your story, and then they've got their contact details. And it also comes with this user manual. So I charged this thing up and it was really straightforward. All I had to do was just peel this little section here back, which exposes the line-in headphone jack and the micro USB port, and you could use the cable that's provided with it. It just plugs right in there. It happens to be the, it's called a micro USB. It's a pretty standard one. It's actually the same kind of port that my phone here uses, so that's convenient for having both of my devices that I'm probably going to use together using the same kind of charging cable. So yeah, just plug that end in here, and then this end here is just your standard computer USB, which goes into your computer, or if you have a charging block or brick or whatever you use for charging other devices for USB, you can use that as well. So once you've got this thing charged up, setting it up is extremely straightforward. To turn it on, you can see there are 4 buttons along here on the top. So to turn it on, all you have to do is just put your finger on this power button over here and hold it down for a second. You hear it just made a noise there to indicate that it's been turned on. You can see there's a little bit of an LED light inside there that's flashing. So then you get whatever your Bluetooth devices that you're going to pair with it. Now I'm going to do it practice here with my phone. So I've got an Android phone, and in order to connect an Android to Bluetooth, you swipe from the top there, and then you scroll along here until you see the word Bluetooth, and you tap on that, and it opens up the Bluetooth, and now it's scanning for available devices. And since I've already powered my Bluetooth speaker on, it's recognizing, there it is, the BW-F3. So I just tap on that, and now it says pairing. And it just takes a second, and now you heard a sound which came out of this, which indicates that they're paired together. So now that I've got these two things paired up, I'm going to try playing some sound through it, and I'm just going to avoid copyright infringement, I'm just going to play one of my own videos through my phone here. So this is my Sherborne bike video. The intersection of Sherborne and Elm Avenue. So you can hear sounds coming out of here. You'll see that there's plus and minus on the top. So if I want to have my own independent volume control, I can just turn this thing up here. We're going to ride all the way down the hill towards Lake Ontario. And what I like about this thing is it actually goes quite loud. See if I can. The other nice thing about this too is that there's 4 buttons. There's the power, there's the plus and minus for volume, and there's also this other one here in the middle, which is for pausing the video or the audio or whatever you happen to be playing. So if I press this, you hear that the video on the phone actually paused, and then I can press it again and it'll start again. Going on. So, and that works as well if you're working in any kind of a, if you're playing like an audio song or something like that, it's going to do it. And also it's got the little phone icon on here, so you'd actually be able to press this and answer a phone call if someone would call you when you were using this device. So anyway, those are the basics of how this device works, and I think from using it for a while, I think it works pretty well. It seems to be, a well-made device. It seems to be well put together. But if you're a regular follower of my videos, you're probably wondering, why is he doing a review on a Bluetooth speaker? Because most of my videos are usually about bicycles. So here's the situation. Let's say that you're an avid cyclist and you like to ride your bike a lot. And for example, let's say you like to ride your bike back and forth to work, and that commute takes you about half an hour each way, so you end up spending about an hour every single work day on your bike, just riding back and forth on the exact same route. Now, for a lot of people, when they're doing their commute, they're doing the exact same road all the time, and it may start to get boring. Now, if you're a driver who's driving your car, most driving commuters will listen to the radio while you're driving. So as a cyclist, it may be tempting to use headphones and put them in while you're riding your bike down the road. But I strongly would recommend not doing that, because by putting headphones in your ears, you're blocking out the sound of the traffic around you. So it's really not very safe, because you can't really, having something in your ear and plugging it is really not making you very aware of what's around you. So my idea was that I could get a device like this and mount it on my handlebars so that it's pointing up at my face, and I would be able to hear, the sound from this coming out at me, but it wouldn't be blocking my ears so much. I'd obviously adjust the level of the volume so it would be suitable, so I'd still be able to hear what's around me without having anything in my ears blocking things out. I don't necessarily think this would be the best for listening to music while you're riding, because there'd be lots of traffic noise around you, which would make it hard for you to enjoy the music. However, if you like listening to podcasts, I think this would be a great way to listen to a podcast while you're riding. So here are the reasons why I chose this model in particular. For one thing, it's quite loud, which I think will be pretty important for being able to hear it while I'm riding, because there'll be lots of wind noise and everything around me, and I want to actually be able to hear what they're saying in my podcast, and not need to keep stopping and pausing it and going back, pulling over and doing that, so I'll be able to actually, hear the parts that I'm missing. Second of all, this particular model is made to be waterproof or water resistant, and the idea is that sometimes when I'm riding, it will start to rain a little bit, and I understand that this will not necessarily work in a heavy downpour, heavy rain, but in a light drizzle, I think that, being able to have something that can get a little bit wet is important, even if it's just to give you enough time to take it off and put it away. Of course, I love that the speaker has a built-in battery, which is rechargeable, and the speaker is supposed to be able to last a full 6 hours on a single charge. So if your commute is 30 minutes in each direction, then you should be able to use this speaker for the whole week without having to recharge it. And the final reason why I chose this model in particular is because on the bottom here, you can see it's got a little metal insert for a screw thread, which is actually the same as what you have in the bottom of a digital camera like that. And this thread here on a camera is meant so you can attach your camera to any tripod. It's a very standardized thread. So it's nice that this has one as well, because that'll mean it would be really easy for me to make a mount, for me to be able to mount this on my handlebars. All it has to have is just a bolt that has that thread, and I'll be able to mount this to my handlebars. So just using a couple things that I had lying around at home, I put together this very simple speaker mount bracket for the handlebars of my bike so I can listen while I'm riding. This plastic piece here, this is just a very simple piece of plastic that comes off of one of these cheap reflectors that comes with a lot of bikes. You'll notice that the one here has fairly thick plastic, so it's a heavier duty one, because I realize the speaker probably weighs a fair bit and I want it to be strong. And then here I've just got a bolt, which is the type of thread that it uses is the same that the standard tripods use, which is 1/4 inch 20 thread. And this one happens to have a thumb screw, which makes it easier for taking it in and out. You could also just use one like this that has a hex head, but you'll need to use a wrench every time you want to take your speaker on and off. And because this one was a little bit longer than it needed to be, I put a few washers on and then a nut, so that when it sticks through here, that only the right amount of thread sticks through the top. So to install this on here, I want to put this on so that the Blitzwolf logo here is facing where I'm going to be sitting while I'm riding, and then it just gets put on top, and you line this hole on the bottom up here with what's on the bottom there, and then just screw that in until it starts to get tight. So then from the perspective of the rider, the speaker is sitting up there on the handlebars and it's pointing up at where their head is, so they should be able to hear it effectively, and they're also able to pretty easily reach the buttons here if they want to pause it or change the volume controls. And I've also got my phone mount in here, which can easily hold my phone, which makes it pretty easy to be able to link these two things together and be able to select on here what you want to listen to, although I do recommend pulling over and doing that. I wouldn't recommend using your phone while you're actually riding. Alright, so I'm just back from taking this thing for a test ride with my speaker going, and it pretty much worked out exactly the way that I had hoped it would. My mount was more than secure enough to hold the speaker in place where I wanted it, and this device has more than enough volume to be able to hear what you want to hear coming out of your speaker. I also found that, you know, having sound coming out the front like this and just pointing up at me, I found that that wasn't really very much of a distraction. I was still able to hear, you know, most of what was around me. So I think this is a big improvement over using headphones while you're riding your bike. So all in all, I'm really happy with this product. Although the only one complaint I have is that when I first got it, inside of the hole here, which is for the tripod, there was actually some of this orange plastic that's around here. Some of that must have overflowed when they were pouring the mold, and this hole was half filled with that plastic. So when I tried to use a bolt inside there, it would only go in for a few thread turns, so I wasn't really able to get proper engagement with the thread. However, that wasn't a huge deal because I was able to correct that problem just by finding a drill bit which could fit in there, which wouldn't interfere with the threads, and then I happened to have a screw tap, which is the right thread pitch for this type of bolt, so I just then screwed that in there and I was able to clean out the threads, so I was able to use it. So it was a really minor problem which I was able to fix really easily, and I'm pretty sure that's just a defect that happened to occur on the unit that I got. I don't think it's a problem that they have on all their units across the board. So that concludes this video review of the Blitzwolf BW-F3 Bluetooth speaker. Special thanks to Blitzwolf for sending me this product to review. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this video, and thanks for watching.